Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I want to do a little bit of a follow-up / conversation piece over here when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, as you guys may have seen a few days ago, we made a video on the channel itself discussing and kind of highlighting and showcasing up some really big issues with the PlayStation 5 Pro, the Pssr, the AI integration, as well as just a lot of really hands-on, well, just issues with it. There was bugs, there were sparkles, there was just a lot of things that really just weren't really nice. And now I do want to go and say we've now seen these big companies have a chance to go and notice it, acknowledge it, and discuss that this will hopefully be changed up in the future. Because have a PS5 Pro, I'm sure will be fine in the very, very near future. And as well, it's like one of those things where we could probably, it'll get a little bit better over time, just with more information, data, practice, AI training, whatever the word you want to go use it for. But right now, I just want to show that there was a few more other issues with it, because I had a few people make comments on that on the channel itself. And of course, I can just give you kind of my like little updated conversation on it, because there's a lot more discourse that's happened throughout these past few days. So let's go talk about the fact that the PS5 Pro is still kind of going and being a little bit shoddy. There's still some issues with it. A lot of patches still need to be done, and some games will take a little bit longer to have it be fully optimized for the PS5 Pro. So guys, we'll sit back, relax, enjoy. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on here, or second YouTube account. Please go and check that out for the PS5 Pro giveaway. You also have the Twitters down below and the Twitch for bonus giveaway entries, and of course all the affiliates for all of your consoles down below. And I do think a lot of this will be fixed if you guys pick up a console anyway, because we'll most likely be happy regardless. So if you guys kind of missed the news, and I'll show you guys some examples here in a second, but basically the PlayStation 5 Pro came out. People have had a chance to utilize it, and we've kind of seen like a really big kind of outcry of people kind of complaining that the PS5 is just not as perfect. I'm going to show you guys some other ones, because we kind of first and foremost heard about this from like the Jedi survivors, but we're now seeing other games too as well that are not only just Jedi survivors kind of being in showcase. So I'm going to show you guys over this over here for let's say for Silent Hill. Now things up on like say Reddit, etc. I've had a chance now to see this in showcases of a lot more hardcore. And this is probably a good example. If you go play through the game, this is actual real footage. Now, this is not supposed to happen. Like, this is basically the Pssr and like the technology just not working well. And hopefully you guys can see this as I'm recording this, at least well enough, because these little things like these weird textures and details, I mean, maybe go back just in case you guys are, I'm sure hopefully you guys saw this. This is not meant to happen. Like, you see these little sparkles, you see these little weird stringles, and it's probably the idea behind this is you see how there's like light reflecting. We have this light little splotchy spot right here on the character model. I just feel like the AI is trying to go and pick up, like, but a lot of the idea of like the Pssr is using AI to kind of rebuild and kind of somewhat copy and paste and add technology into it. We kind of talked about this in the prior video, but I think these examples look a lot nicer. And this should ideally be like fixable. This should be like ideally like some parameters or something on the AI. I mean, these people are probably smart. I'm sure they're fine with it. But like this is like stuff that can be changed out. So if you have a PS5 Pro and you notice this, don't feel too bad about it. Things like EA and all these other various companies do know, like they're aware that this is happening, and I'm sure it will be fixed up soon. It's not like a death sentence on the console, but it is noticeable. Like people are playing through this stuff, and if I'm playing this game, it will definitely take me out of my immersion. Or as well, if I'm looking over here, I think the logic is you have like little baby bits of white, or same with like the actual like thing, whatever, and the AI is just picking up on it, trying to make it better. Same with the actual AI with this. And I'm sure over time it'll be nicer, but this early stages, like we see this, like it's noticeable, and people have been calling this out for a little bit of time. And if you kind of look, especially if you look for it, you're going to see this everywhere. I guess this might just be like sunlight and like a reflection of the ray tracing, and it kind of fills in these awkward blanks, and you see like on the doors, like this is a very, very noticeable video. And this is like, I kind of wish I had this video first and foremost, because when I made the video, some people were like, it's not that big of a deal or whatever. This is kind of a big deal, in my honest opinion. And sometimes people are even running back to like base PS5 because it kind of tones down the issues. We can even still see it over here as it's trying to fill in with the AI itself. It's just an annoying thing. And that I really hope a lot of these companies and people are going to go and fix this and change this and make it look good, because this is not how these things should be working. Now, we saw this happen too as well in very similar veins when it comes to things like Jedi survivors. We're seeing other various things out there. I'm going to show you guys another example over here for Silent Hill, because apparently it had, like, the Silent Hill actually has made it seem a lot worse. It seems really, really rough. Now, something like a Jedi survivors was noticeable enough, and like if you look for it, you'll see it. This is one of those things where it's almost so noticeable that like it's forcing it into your eyes. Like, look at this. If you guys see this on the video itself, look at the water, look at the rain, and this is the AI, like the Pssr, trying to go and fill in the copy blank. Like they're basically just utilizing the colors of like, say, like the street, the road, the rocks, everything that we see over here. And like that's, it doesn't know what to do. The AI doesn't know what to do. And this is where people are kind of like, hey, like this is meant to be, like this is the big selling point of the Pssr. They want to have like the console itself, like you're utilizing this cool technology. Like this is what people are excited for. So we're seeing these on certain games. Some games like the PlayStation Studio games are working phenomenal, zero issues. And some people may not even notice this. They might just be in the game or their TV. They just don't care. They don't pick up anything. It's totally fine. But at the end of the day, like this is kind of rough. Like I see it on my eyes over here. It's just very, very blurry, very splotchy. And the fact that this has been ongoing now for a few days, like it's one of those things and how I think it's going to work, just for me kind of speaking, kind of yapping, gossiping, is that these game studios probably realize like, oh, hey, like it's probably, I don't say it's a simple fix, but it's probably one of those things they can probably go and fix and can probably go and change. So as they do this, it's going to take a little bit of time. There's going to be patches, there's going to be updates. It's like utilizing software. So you have to make sure like you know what you're doing. And this is why those like day one patches were very important, because some games did have day one patches. They were already done. Some games wanted to implement the PSSR and all this stuff. But if it's like kind of shoddy, like how this looks like in front of us, people are not going to be happy with it. And these are more so the third-party games that are not PlayStation Studios. Most PlayStation games are fun. Like at the end of the day, like it's totally fine. But some of these are going to be splotchy, and this is going to maybe be an issue in the future of games. Like let's say you have a third-party game and they don't really want to utilize the PSSR, or maybe it's a second guess. They just want to make sure the PlayStation and PC versions were good, and then people are trying to utilize their PSSR or other various ray tracing technology that's not fine-tuned and optimized, and we might see some issues in the future with it. Like this actually could, in my opinion, still kind of be a bad issue, and I don't think most people are happy with this. If you go and spend $700, like I said, the main premise is that you want to utilize AI, you want to roll with this shit. Like, so, but whatever, I swore. But like, it's like one of those things, like you don't want to deal with this. Like, you don't want to deal with these issues if you just spend all that money. You come home, you want to make sure it's working well. And the idea behind using AI is smart. But I do think some of these games need, like, I'll do it one more time. Like, I think some of these times, like these games, like need like a little bit more to cook. Like they need to make this work out well. And maybe they didn't have enough time or not enough hands-on time, or maybe they changed stuff, or maybe we'll see a lot of stuff in the next few weeks. Because we're seeing a lot of these games out here, and I'm sure they're going to get fine-tuned. Like, these are important games, and the Pro is going to have a good market sell. And something like, say, like Silent Hill. This game is probably going to be a console, not really a console seller, but I'm sure people on the Pro have this brand new horror game that people really liked. And like they're gonna buy it, they're gonna play it, like it's fine. But once again, like this would take me out of my immersion. This would make me feel like I'm not really in a like this horror world. I feel like I'm playing a video game, which still looks great, don't get me wrong, but like this is noticeable enough. It's really noticeable enough that people are talking about it. So I think like this issue's gotten worse. So ever since people started talking about this issue a few days ago, like how we did with the video, people have been noticing more and more and more of these small issues. Now, some people don't care. Some people are vibing. I'm personally cool with it myself. I haven't really noticed anything super big, and I'm mainly going to probably be playing PlayStation Studio games anyway. But it's a big enough issue that we have to worry about this in the future. Like depending if there's an Ubisoft game, a new Assassin's Creed game, another Bloober Team game, Xbox coming over to PlayStation, like it may not be like the most opportune situation for a lot of this stuff. Like it may not be perfect. It may not be great. And that's what kind of makes me happy, because we're seeing now articles everywhere saying PS5 owners complain about the PS5 Pro enhanced games that actually go look worse. So we mentioned the Silent Hill 2, and we start off with the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, having all these issues with the upscaling technology, and people are talking about this stuff too everywhere. And like just people are saying, like if you look at this side by side, you can see on how unstable the game appears now with PSSR in the performance mode, which we just showed you guys in Silent Hill. Digital Foundry's Oliver McKenzie says in the video, I would personally go as far as it says to look dramatically worse than the old performance mode here. McKenzie notes that Jedi Survivor had numerous patches before the release of the PS5 Pro, and that it had reached a point where its performance mode was not that offensive looking. It was basically not too bad. It was basically okay, especially from a normal viewing point. So, like, but this is like not what people want. People don't want to have okay. They want to have a $700 improvement. And they're saying like, hey, this might have been an issue more so to the fact that how it's just upscaling the images, like other upscaling algorithms. The PSSR takes a game's existing rendered image, like I was showing you guys before, like say the reflectatory of like say the light, and it uses machine learning to attempt to fill in the machine missing details and then present it on a higher detail, which is why like things on like the road were kind of commingling two things, or the thing on the body and like the window commingling the light. Like, it makes sense logically of why it's doing, but it still sucks. So the issue is that with all this rendered image has a low level of detail, or something with the intricate non-repeating pattern, which then can also confuse the AI, such as road surfaces, as you guys saw, or foliage, or even lighting effects, such as the like sun, which you guys also saw. And they can also have a different on each frame, which means also other people are going to have different issues too as well. So this is a big deal. Like it's big enough that I think this is going to be addressed and fixed, no problem. But it does seem like the more and more we see, the more people highlight it, and the more we kind of get a little bit more concerned concerned about what's going to happen with the future of this console. And I think it's going to be okay. That'll be fine the next few days, few weeks. We're going to have some patches. We look a little nicer, but it is a big deal at the end of the day if it's not being perfect. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, especially for our PS5 Pro giveaway. We have all the affiliate links down below if you guys want to check them on out, and also our bonus giveaway entry links too. And I appreciate you guys all for watching in the first place.